Good evening and welcome to Superscreen News at 6, reaching you live from Lagos State, Nigeria. I am Olamide Onwuka. Many thanks for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari has called on Nigerians to take their permanent voters card seriously ahead of the 2019 general elections. The president disclosed this at the presidential villa Abuja during the breaking of Ramadan fast with members of the judiciary led by Justice Olukayode Ariwola of the Supreme Court. President Buhari also urged state governors to continue to embark on voters' education in their respective states. Nigerian citizens have continued to reflect on the state of Nigeria's democracy. A cross-section of respondents who spoke to Superscreen on the nation's state of democracy expressed dissatisfaction, urging the President's administration to make efforts on improving every sector of the Nigerian economy.
The charismatic wartime President of the United States of America, Abraham Lincoln, defined democracy as the government of the people, by the people and for the people. But democracy, as rightly defined, is the system of government by the whole population or all the eligible vote members of the state, typically through elected representatives. As Nigerians celebrate its 19th Democracy Day, citizens appear not to be satisfied with the nation's state of democracy, especially as it concerns the living standards.
I won't say I'm rather satisfied, nor every other citizen in this country, because people find things difficult to do, to achieve things. Even for some people to feed 3 square meals is very difficult. It's only the lucky ones. Although the current government may say they are trying, but to some extent it's not translating to what the majority of the citizens really wanted. You have to maintain the democracy regime, but our leaders just have to do more to put things right.
For the past 19 years that we started this democracy, so much has been achieved and so much are yet to be achieved. There is room for us to improve even far beyond what we are currently doing. In terms of the dividend of democracy, I believe that government can still do much better to give us better welfare, better security, better way of living, so that the common man will be able to enjoy the dividend of democracy.
With 19 years of unbroken democracy, Nigerian citizens believe more needs to be achieved from different sectors of the nation.
All areas, all sectors of the economy in the country, like the power, the oil sector also, and every other sectors, they just have to improve everything and be sincere to all Nigerian citizens.
Talk of agriculture, talk of educational sector. I was in a meeting this morning. We're talking about the educational sector of Nigeria. It's nothing to write home about. The way the teachers are being treated, the way schools are being left without help, let me just put it like that, from the government. And if you look at it these days, even people are not even waiting for the government just to make things happen for themselves.
Security, agriculture, because if our agriculture is good, or we can allow food to enter, at least we can eat food.
Improvement can start in virtually every aspect of our economy. For example, in terms of agriculture, the food that we are getting in Nigeria should be more cheaper so that the poverty level can be reduced.
They equally gave their advice to the federal government under President Muhammadu Buhari.
The only candid advice one can give to our federal government is to be sincere, to be transparent. Whatever they say they will do, they should do it. People should not just go there, occupy the seat, embezzle money, chasing themselves here and there every day. Nothing is being done. They should just take action, do what they want to do.
If there's anything I would advise the government to do, I think they travel, they go out of this country and they see how things are done. They should just bring it in, implement it here. We'll be fine.
Anybody that eats 3 times a day, we forgot some certain things. But whereby you didn't eat, what are you going to plan? Nothing is moving. So I'm telling them if there's a way they can do things so that we can be able to enjoy.
Expectations are high that under this dispensation, when Nigerians will be celebrating our 20th Democracy Day, more would have been achieved for Nigerians to stand successful among nations that have grown under democratic system of government.
The Senate has asked a former chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Atahiru Jega, to mention the names of committee members who seek bribe at the National Assembly. The call followed a point of order raised by Senator representing Bauchi Central, Isa Misal. Jagad accused the federal lawmakers of seeking bribes to carry out their constitutional duties, stressing that the chairmen of committees in the National Assembly were more notorious for bribe-taking antics. He made the accusation while delivering this year's Democracy Day lecture at a gathering in Abuja. And the senator representing Kashia Kagako Federal Constituency of Kaduna State, Adams Jagaba, has defected from the All Progressives Congress to the People's Democratic Party (PDP). Jagaba formally announced the defection in his letter to the House of Representatives at the plenary session today. The lawmaker said they left the APC following a suspension from the party at the state level for being vocal against the killing of innocent Nigerians across the nation. Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayoshi has accused the All Progressives Congress (APC) of allegedly plotting to rig the July 14th governorship election in cahoots with the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). Fayoshi alleged that APC and INEC had struck a deal to disenfranchise 50% of the Ekiti electorate by heavily preloading the smart card readers. He also alleged that thousands of voters would disenfranchised in Ikere Ekiti and Ado Ekiti. Fayoshi claimed that the APC has been distributing what it described as fake empowerment forms to lure voters to the party. Kayode Fayemi has resigned as the Minister of Solid Mineral Development. The minister, who publicly disclosed his resignation at a press conference, said the President Muhammadu Buhari accepted his resignation, which he turned in a few weeks ago. Fayemi emerged a candidate of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in the upcoming governorship elections in Ekiti State on May the 12th. And the People's Democratic Party (PDP), the United People's Party (UPP), and the Labour Party (LP) have rated the Democracy Speech Day of President Muhammadu Buhari below average. The party said Nigerians expected better from the president and than what he offered in security, safety, economic growth, and prosperity. On his part, the PDP described the president's address as uninspiring, hollow, and full of self-praise, stressing its false performance claims, but silent on issues agitating the minds of Nigerians. The PDP made its position known in a statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Kola Ologbondinyan. And the Rivers State High Court, sitting in Port Harcourt and presided over by Chiwendo Nwogu, has nullified the rescheduled ward, local government, and state congresses of the All Progressives Congress (APC). Nwogu ruled that the process led to the emergence of Ojukaya flag mockery as Rivers chairman of APC as fraudulent. The presiding judge stated that the congresses has to be declared null and void in view of the alleged contempt of court and arm twisting of the judiciary by some leaders of the APC. Some supporters of Senator Magnus Abe, who filed the suit, alleged that they were disenfranchised during the congresses by allies of the Ministry of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi. And the former Abia State Governor, Orji Uzor Kalu, has filed a no-case submission in the trial for alleged money laundering. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, rearraigned Kalu and a former director of finance in Abia State Government House, Udeogu, and Slok Nigeria Limited on 34 count charges of laundering 3.2 billion naira. EFCC closed its case on May 11th, which Justice Muhammad Idris of the Federal High Court in Lagos adjourned for the defendants to open theirs. President Muhammadu Buhari has been charged to promote the rule of law by allowing the opposition parties in government. A member of the House of Representatives, Kako Are, representing Mushi Constituency 1, made the appeal in its assessment of Nigeria's democracy. Details.
We might not be where we expect it to be, but we should thank God. At least we have people within our community that we can easily refer to when it comes to democracy. People like me, there are other legislators, House of Assembly members, there are council chairmen, there are councillors. These are all about democracy. Yes, whatever we've been today, we can still improve on it. And I want to advise the current head of state, President Muhammadu Buhari, that it's all about democracy. And there is no way you can talk of democracy without sustaining opposition to. It's not as if I'm 100% satisfied. We can always improve on it. This is just a starting point.
The House of Reps member also called for improvement in different sectors of the Nigerian economy.
Power, we should talk about it. Education, transportation, road network, even dollar, economy. You should know that this is not where dollar was when Buhari came in. It's times 2. Most of the prices are times 2. Just like their congresses, everything are double. It's now double. So we expect improvement on all those ones. And Nigeria cannot just continue like this. But then, I will still vote for democracy any day.
Kakor, our member of the House of Representatives, speaking there. And the Niger State government had announced it will spend over 50 billion naira on the reticulation of Mina, Suleja, Bida and Kotangura waterworks. Governor Abubakar Bello, who disclosed this to journalists, said the state government will go into public-private partnership to ensure adequate water supply in major towns in the state. You will recall that the state government had in 2016 declared a state of emergency on the water sector, starting with Chagansha and the waterworks. Bello said the government had spent 2 billion naira on the purchase of 60 water pumps and other equipment from Germany for Shashanga waterworks. The United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, is working with 4 states in the north to reduce the number of out-of-school children in the region. Education specialist Azuka Menkiti disclosed this in a representation at a 2-day media dialogue and Educate a Child and CTP in Sokoto State. Menkiti said the cash transfer program, which was introduced in 2014, has increased girls' enrollment by 61% in Sokoto and Niger State, and also contributed in the retention of pupils in the school. She also said the organization is implementing its cash transfer program in Sokoto State, Niger, Zamfara and Kebbi State to boost enrollment in the schools in the region. And you're watching Superscreen News at 6, reaching you live from Lagos. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business stories.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigeria government are keeping quiet. How's man killing people? Why? It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family. You are fighting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Each shop there 4 million naira. So I don't have the money, so I have to leave.
If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. We experience hold up now. During the construction time, Then after some time, we start enjoying it.
The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Welcome back to Superscreen News at 6, and now for some business stories. The Naira has come under pressure against the United States dollar, falling to 366 Naira to the greenback and the parallel market. The pressure followed the decline in the nation's foreign exchange market and the reserves for the first time in 8 months. According to data from the Central Bank of Nigeria, the external reserve slipped to $47.793 billion on May 14th from $47.865 billion on Thursday, May the 10th. The reserves, which fell further to $47.784 billion on May 16, rose to $47.799 billion on May 18th, but however dropped to $47.754 billion on May 21st. The latest CBN data showed, and the reserves figures had not been updated as of the time of filing this report. Still talking business, the Nigerian Stock Exchange report says the nation's stock market total transactions by investors fell by 22.11% to 212.23 billion in April. The bourse recorded in 272.48 billion transactions in the month of March compared to 212.05 billion in February and 394.44 billion in January. The foreign portfolio investors transaction on the NSE fell by 7.32% to 122.53 billion in April from 132.21 billion in the month of March. According to the data, the cumulative transactions from January to April increased by 114.22% to 1091 trillion from 509.38 billion recorded in the same period of last year. We'll take another break now. When we return, we'll take some foreign stories plus some sports news. Stay with us.